Welcome to the Commonwealth Workforce Development System, CWDS, Foundational Training Series. Within this course collection you will be introduced to a variety of basic CWDS functions, as well as policy and procedure fundamentals. The CWDS Foundational Training Series courses are designed to support you in your role serving our customers the best way possible. Let's begin. Scroll down to select the next section.
In this lesson, we will learn about registering a new customer. Registering a new customer. Thomas, a new customer, completes his registration from home using the PA CareerLink website. Later, he comes to his local office to get additional information about services, and staff helps him using CWDS. The overview of this process includes customer registers on PA CareerLink website. In CWDS, the staff will complete the registration information and then go on to complete the registration for Thomas. And at the end of that process, we'll add a case note. Know the terminology. PA CareerLink. This is the name of our web-based labor exchange system that helps job seekers and employers in Pennsylvania. But it is also the name we use to refer to offices and access points across each of the 67 Pennsylvania counties. Next is customer. That's an individual who initially registers in PA CareerLink. A few things to keep in mind about registration. An individual can register by using the PA CareerLink website themselves or by coming into a PA CareerLink office. Collect what information you can as soon as you can. The more complete the information that is entered now, the less that needs to be gathered later. So in our example today, we will be looking at the initial registration process through Thomas's eyes. Thomas will be registering himself on PA CareerLink from home. Then later, he will visit the PA CareerLink office and get support from the staff to complete the registration process. So we'll start with Thomas. Once Thomas is on the PA CareerLink homepage, he will register as a new user. Click on the Register as New User button at the top right of the page. On the Register for an Account page, there are several registration options. Thomas will click on the Individual Seeking Employment tile. On the Job Seekers Registration page, Thomas will enter his first name, his last name, and his date of birth. Thomas will next consider the question, have you applied for or are you receiving benefits or services? If Thomas was applying for or receiving, for example, unemployment compensation benefits, he would select yes and complete the required information that would display. In our scenario, Thomas is not applying for or receiving benefits, so he will leave no selected. Now that we've completed the job seeker registration page, we'll click Continue on the bottom right of the screen. Now Thomas is going to focus on completing the required contact information. He selects email from his correspondence preference. He then enters his email and confirms it. He will begin to enter his location address information and then scroll down a bit. After completing the remaining address fields, he will then click Continue again on the bottom right of the page. The system will complete an address verification, and then Thomas will verify that that address is correct and click Continue. Thomas will create his Keystone ID username, which must be unique in the PA CareerLink system. The green check mark indicates what Thomas has entered is available. To add a password, Thomas will enter a check mark in the Show field so that he can visually verify that his password is correct, since there is no confirmed password field. Green check marks under this field will indicate Thomas has entered an acceptable password. We'll scroll down a bit. Now Thomas must choose 3 security questions and provide answers for each. Once Thomas has completed his security questions and answers, the final requirement is that he read the civil rights statement by clicking on the View Civil Rights Statement hyperlink. The PDF will download at the bottom of Thomas's screen. He will open it up and then read the PDF and then close it. Once he's completed reading the civil rights statement, he will enter a check mark in the provided field. Click Continue on the bottom right of the page. Thomas has now created his basic PA CareerLink account. Both his Keystone ID and his participant ID have been sent to his email address. So Thomas has now decided to visit the PA CareerLink office for help completing his registration and determining what services he can access. Now that Thomas is in the office, staff will help him complete the registration. First, staff will log on to CWDS. Once staff has logged into the CWDS homepage, you will see quick links on the left side of the page. We're going to choose Participant Search, going to enter Thomas's PID, click on the search icon to the right. Thomas's record will appear, and we'll click on Thomas's record. So now you're on the participant summary page. As you can see, Thomas's personal information is incomplete. As a result, the staff must go ahead and complete his personal information. So staff is going to click the Edit Personal Information icon on the top right of the personal information tile to open and complete Thomas's personal information. As we work through this screen, we are going to focus primarily on entering any required information that is blank, plus any information we know will be helpful to Thomas as he moves through this process. Let's scroll down. Now staff will begin completing the information that Thomas did not complete on his own. He didn't complete this information because it was not presented to him in his initial registration. So first we're going to enter Thomas's Social Security number. CWDS automatically populates his date of birth from his registration process in PA CareerLink. It's going to select his citizenship status as U.S. citizen and asking Thomas, are you legal to work in the U.S.? He says yes. Staff will choose non-Hispanic Latino for Thomas's ethnicity, enter a check mark in Black or African American for Thomas's race, choose male for his gender option. His highest level of education is attained high school diploma. Let's scroll down to Thomas's veteran information. Thomas is not a veteran, nor is he the spouse of a veteran. The residential information below pulls from Thomas's application. We are going to enter Thomas's primary phone number, and we're going to scroll down to the preferred correspondence method field. For that, we're going to choose email. Thomas's email address pre-populates from the information he entered during his registration process. Choose primary phone for his preferred contact method, and we're going to scroll down again to the next section. So in other information, we're going to choose English as Thomas's preferred language. As we mentioned earlier, when Thomas's information was brought over from PA CareerLink, it did not include his Social Security number. And that's why this Social Security number status field defaults to invalid. After entering Thomas's Social Security number above, we must now change the invalid status to valid. We have completed this part of the process, and we're going to click Save on the bottom right of the screen. Now we can review Thomas's personal information and scroll down to review everything on this page. If you need to make edits, you can click on the Edit button on the bottom right of the screen. If not, go to the quick links on the left side of the page and click on Summary. We now have updated Thomas's information. We're going to scroll down. As staff finishes working with Thomas, they should enter at least one case note to document their interaction with him. Click on the Add Case Notes icon on the right. Select the case associated with the note from the drop-down in the Add Case Program Notes display. And we're going to add an appropriate title. The note date defaults to the current date. And you have a variety of choices for note types, but for this demonstration, we're simply going to choose General. Choose the contact type from the drop-down list. In the description, give a detailed account of the interaction you had with Thomas. And just a note on case notes. Case notes are a critical part of keeping track of the actions that staff take. This is also helpful when a new staff person looks at a particular participant's account. CWDS 2.0 is the system of record for all case notes, so be sure you enter them as shown. This is the only example we will show you today, but case notes should be entered to capture all meaningful actions that do not directly get reflected in the system, like adding a service. Okay, we're going to scroll down, and we're going to click Save at the bottom right of the page. The case note will display in the Case Notes tile.